As the strongest demon lord, Barbatos is too strong to meet an opponent and feels extremely lonely. To experience a normal life, he reincarnates as an average boy and changes his name to Ard, but his strength has not weakened at all. He can even block the attack of the Minotaur, who is 10 times taller than him, with only one finger. His bravery and great strength earned him a huge harem, and the girls often fight for him. Although Ard is happy to be sought after, he is troubled by the relationship between girls. Later, some people begin to suspect that he is the reincarnation of the strongest demon lord. Can Ard hide his identity? Let's reveal the answer in today's recap. Upon his reincarnation, Ard envisions the commencement of his desired life. Regrettably, he soon realizes that his strength is far from ordinary. Not only does he remember all the magic he mastered in his previous life, but he also possesses an exceptionally innate prowess for combat. By the age of 10, he adeptly engages in one-on-one battles against various formidable monsters. He attempts to make friends with the children in the neighborhood. To approach a group of girls, he even offers to give them half of the world. Evidently, Ard hasn't shed his awareness of his past role as the demon lord. What he said is so strange that all the girls are scared away. Ard can only keep trying, but the other children are afraid of approaching him because of the strong pressure emanating from him. Ard is upset about not being able to make friends, until one day, he meets the daughter of the local lord, the elven girl Irena, in the forest. Irena is a genius for magic who petrifies a white wolf with a single magic at random. In order to get close to Irena, Ard praises her magic level and then offers to befriend her. Irena has been ostracized by her peers since she was a child because of her strong strength and often hunts monsters to relieve her emotions. Not believing that anyone will really befriend her, she rejects Ard without hesitation and flees back to her father. Ard chases all the way behind her. Coincidentally, Irena's father and Ard's parents are good friends and happen to be a guest at Ard's house. Ard believes that fate makes him befriend Irena and always pesters her. One day, Irena flees into the forest to evade Ard, only to encounter several goblins. Just as she despairs, Ard finds her and uses his magic to prevent goblins from getting close to Irena. Misjudging Ard's formidable strength, the goblins change the target toward him. Ard effortlessly unleashes his magic, causing the goblins to immediately explode to death. He gently soothes Irena. At this moment, Irena realizes that Ard has the same strong strength as her. She promises to be friends with Ard on the condition that he can't betray her no matter what happens. Ard excitedly agrees, and he finally gets his first friend after being reincarnated. Ard and Irena spend a few years of a happy life together, and Irena gradually falls in love with Ard. Later, they are old enough to go to school. They pick a well-known academy of magic and take the entrance exam together. After the exam, Irena is accepted with excellent grades, and Ard is personally received by the principal. The principal marvels that Ard's magic level in the exam is more impressive than that of all the teachers in the academy, and cheers in public that Ard is the best student in the school. The principal's approval causes Ard to attract the attention of the students on the first day of school, and almost all the girls try to approach him. At this time, Irena notices that a succubus named Ginny is being humiliated. Driven by a sense of justice, she goes to stop this. The one who humiliates Ginny is the Duke's son, Iraldo. He ignores Irena because of his identity as the nobility. Ard is angry and offers to duel Iraldo, demanding that if Iraldo is defeated, he needs to promise not to humiliate Ginny. Iraldo, a nationally known genius, does not think that Ard has a chance of winning and agrees to the duel. The noise catches the attention of Olivia, the school's teacher as well as one of the demon lord's 4 strongest subordinates. Ard is aware that his subordinates will likely reprimand him for his secret reincarnation. Fearing that he might be identified, he becomes anxious. Fortunately, Olivia fails to recognize him and is just attracted by the duel between the 2 geniuses. She declares herself the referee for the contest instead of stopping the duel. The battle soon begins. Iraldo takes the lead in unleashing extremely lethal lightning bolts on Ard with magic. Ard casually summons a barrier to block the attack. Unconvinced, Iraldo casts powerful fireballs one after another, all of which are blocked by Ard. Determined to show Iraldo what real magic is, Ard summons a huge fireball. The terrifying heat shocks all the onlookers, and Iraldo falls to his knees in fear and begs for mercy. After Ard lifts the magic, he remembers that Olivia is also watching this, and immediately regrets revealing his strength. The level of magic in this era is much worse than that of 3,000 years ago. In Olivia's impression, only the demon lord can cast such powerful magic. She begins to be suspicious of Ard. Knowing that he is likely exposed, Ard pretends to be calm and begins to attend classes. According to the academy's arrangement, students will form a team of 3 to go to the dungeon and fight against fierce monsters as training. The other students all reject Ginny because she is a succubus. Irena and Ard, out of sympathy for her, volunteer to team up with her. With Ard safeguarding them, the adventure goes on quite well. Observing Ard's formidable power, Ginny feels inferior, lamenting her weakness and fearing she might burden her teammates. To dispel her concerns, Ard teaches his magical knowledge to both Ginny and Irena. Over time, as Ginny's abilities gradually develop, she also becomes more and more confident. Finding that Ard's magic is all created by himself, Ginny develops a strong admiration for him. Suddenly, they accidentally fall into a dangerous underground cavern, where a fierce minotaur picks up a mace and hammers it at Ard. The girls scream in horror and then they see Ard block the attack with just one finger. Immediately afterward, he summons countless magic circles in the air, from which a large number of flames emerges to instantly envelop the minotaur. Ard gives Ginny the opportunity to slay the Minotaur. With his encouragement, Ginny unleashes flames to end the fight. Her self-confidence has been significantly improved, and she even dares to teach Geraldo a lesson in public after the adventure. After that, Ginny falls in love with Ard and invites Ard to go on a date. Ard is too embarrassed to reject her. While Irena strongly objects aside, Ginny can tell that Irena also likes Ard and says that a man like Ard should build his harem. Unable to find a reason to refute, Irena joins the date by force. The two girls all dress up for the date, and they take Ard to the theater to enjoy the play. Soon after, Ginny seizes the opportunity, feigning frightened by the play and tightly hugging Ard's right arm. Before Ard can give some responses to her, Irena also hugs his left arm. Having no idea of what to do, Ard helplessly enjoys this joyful moment. When the play is over, they leave the theater, and the girls argue over the next plan. At this time, they hear an assassin in a small alley plotting to assassinate the queen of the country. Ard is full of justice, deciding to stop these people, and the girls offer to accompany him. After they follow the group of assassins to the assassins' headquarters, Ard appears and provokes them. Enraged, the assassins set him on fire with magic. Unexpectedly, Ard not only is not injured but also smiles in the flames. He snaps his fingers lightly, and countless lightning bolts instantly rush out of a magic circle, killing almost all the assassins. Only one survivor shows the true form of the demon and flies away. Ard swiftly casts magic to fly and chases after the demon. The demon catches a young girl in the city as a hostage, hoping to stop Ard, which causes the city to fall into chaos. At this moment, the demon is astonished to discover that the girl is merely an illusion conjured by Ard. Just as the demon is about to flee, Ard unleashes a strong beam of light. The assassination is stopped before it could begin. When the queen hears of Ard's heroic deeds, she summons him. The two girls follow him to the palace. Ard behaves rather humbly and gentlemanly in front of the queen, who admires his character and handsome appearance. She asks Ard what he wants as a reward. Ard says he has long lost interest in power, fame, and money. What he said has enhanced his reputation. As soon as he returns to school, a long-haired girl volunteers to confess to him. Irena scares the girl away with a vicious look. Everything that has happened recently makes Irena feel a strong sense of danger, and she decides to take a move tonight. What Irena doesn't expect is that Ginny comes earlier than her. Ginny dons a seductive set of underwear and arrives at Ard's dormitory. She shows the ability of a succubus and tries her best to tease Ard with her charm. Irena barges in as Ginny pushes Ard down on the bed. Irena also wears nice underwear with the same intention as Ginny to seduce Ard. A dispute arises between the two girls regarding Ard. In the end, they agree to settle their differences through a duel. Their argument attracts the attention of Jessica, the teacher in the dormitory. To prevent any further disagreements, Jessica proposes to determine the victor through the upcoming school competition, and the girls all agree with her. Soon the competition comes. Irena's father also comes to watch the game. Ginny and Irena defeat many enemies to reach the final with the magic taught by Ard. Just as the battle is about to begin, a group of demons suddenly appears and wreaks havoc in the academy. Almost all magicians are busy fighting demons all over the school, including Ard. Ginny and Irena deal with demons in the arena. When they finally eliminate the demons, a crystal giant appears. Irena's father, worrying about his daughter's safety, rushes out to destroy the crystal giant with magic. Just then, Jessica suddenly attacks him. In fact, everything that happened today is planned by Jessica, whose ultimate goal is to kidnap Irena. Jessica spreads her wings, grabs Irena, and flies into the sky. Irena's dad is rescued after being injured, and he reveals what happened. When Ard hears about it, he decides to rescue Irena alone. Meanwhile, Irena is in danger. From her conversation with Jessica, we can learn that Irena belongs to the royal family, which carries the blood of the evil god, and Jessica intends to sacrifice Irena to summon the evil god she worships. Jessica summons an ugly monster and commands it to devour Irena. Luckily, Ard appears in time and uses his magic to make the monster blow itself up. After Irena is released from her restraints, she promptly seeks solace in Ard's embrace, shedding tears. Attempting to destroy this touching moment, Jessica reveals that Irena carries evil blood. Surprisingly, Ard remains undeterred and steadfastly assures Irena that he will never betray her, regardless of her identity. Jessica angrily flies into the sky, showing her real form. She is actually the Dragon King. She insanely launches powerful attacks on Irena and Ard but is blocked by Ard easily. He chants a spell and summons a golden soul from his consciousness, his best friend Lydia, who died 3,000 years ago. When Ard hugs her, he transforms back into the Demon Lord and a sword appears in his hand. Jessica realizes that Ard is a horrible man, but it is too late. Ard raises his sword, and countless magic circles instantly appear on the sword. Ard casts an extremely powerful spell that causes a violent explosion in the air. Jessica eventually dies screaming. After the battle, Ard turns back into a human to appease Irena. Irena remembers Ard's reaction when he hears that she has the blood of the evil god, and realizes that his promise before is sincere, determined to stay by his side for the rest of her life. In the meantime, Sylphy, who served as Ard's subordinate in his previous life, just finished her training in a dungeon. Because the time in this dungeon moves differently from the outside world, she has no idea that 3,000 years have passed and the Demon Lord has died. After leaving the dungeon, Sylphy encounters Jessica's partner, the Masked Man, who possesses a comprehensive understanding of all matters concerning the Demon Lord, and has witnessed Ard's transformation. With intentions to stir up turmoil for Ard, he reveals Sylphy everything. Feeling indignant over the Demon Lord's choice to leave them and undergo reincarnation alone, Sylphy breaks into the Academy of Magic following the clues provided by the Masked Man and blames Ard for his irresponsible behavior. It is class time, and everyone treats what Sylphy said as the ravings. Only Olivia, who is also a subordinate of the Demon Lord, feels that this matter is strange. In order to test Ard's true identity, Olivia arranges a sword fight in the class, declaring that Sylphy is Ard's opponent. Ard wants to lose the battle as soon as possible to prevent revealing his identity. Unexpectedly, after this period of practice, Sylphy's strength has improved significantly. She attacks Ard fiercely, and Ard avoids being killed with all his efforts, breaking Sylphy's sword. Sylphy refuses to admit defeat and summons a magic sword to continue her attack. The magic sword releases a large amount of poisonous mist, causing a large number of students around to be poisoned. Olivia tries to stop Sylphy, but she doesn't listen at all. Just then, Irena bravely accuses Sylphy of accidentally hurting others. Irena looks so much like Sylphy's dead sister Lydia, which makes Sylphy stunned. Suddenly, she breaks down in tears like a child and ceases her assault. Ard refrains from revealing his magical prowess during the confrontation, temporarily solving the problem. Later, Sylphy enrolls in the Academy of Magic as a new student and spends her days following Irena, thinking of Irena as her sister. A few days later, the annual celebration of the Academy of Magic arrives. The girls open a maid cafe at the celebration, and the only guest they invite is Ard. They vie to serve him, eager to gain his favor. Ard has experienced such a scene for the first time, blushing and enjoying it until the event ends. After that, the swordsmanship competition in the celebration begins, and the prize of the champion is the sword used by the Demon Lord Varvatos that year. Many people adore Varvatos and are eager to win the game to get the sword. In the end, Sylphy becomes the champion with her strength, but her purpose is different from others. After the Masked Man learns that Sylphy has not defeated Ard, he deliberately tells Sylphy that Ard killed her sister Lydia. Immediately after, he controls her mind when she is absent-minded, leading her to take revenge on Ard with the Demon Lord's sword. Later, Sylphy asks Ard out alone. Irena and Ginny think that Sylphy also wants to own Ard, so they secretly follow. As soon as Sylphy sees Ard, she summons two swords. Wielding two swords, she insanely pursues Ard. Irena and Ginny rush out to stop the fight but are both defeated by Sylphy. Ard has to return to the form of the Demon Lord and engage in combat with Sylphy, who wields two swords and goes crazy. Uncertain of subduing her without fatal consequences, Ard prepares himself to potentially deliver a lethal blow. Just as Ard wants to unleash his full power, Sylphy is awakened by Irena's call. Seeing that his plan is about to fail, the Masked Man hiding in the corner rushes out and snatches the two swords, intending to fight against Ard himself. However, he is so ignorant that he doesn't know that not everyone can exert the full power of the two swords. Even though he has two swords, his combat power is much weaker than Sylphy, so Ard easily kills the Masked Man without much effort. At this time, an amazing thing happens. Lydia's soul suddenly appears and she tells Sylphy that it is not Ard who has caused her death. After she calms Sylphy down, she disappears into the air. Now the trouble caused by the Masked Man is resolved. Soon after, the academy holds a field trip. Ard, Irena, and Ginny enjoy a rare peace. However, something strange happens. They suddenly appear in a mysterious white void where a boy calls himself a god. The god says he will send them to a parallel universe 3,000 years ago. If they can help him defeat the demon lord there, they can return to the original world. With his message delivered, the god swiftly transports them to the destination. Intrigued by the god's intention, Ard resolves to find an answer in this world. While exploring their surroundings, they stumble upon a young girl pursued by a giant scorpion. Fortunately, Ard intervenes in time and kills the monster. Just then, Olivia in this world arrives, revealing the girl as her subordinate. Shocked by Ard's power, she extends an invitation for him to join Varvado's army. Ard feels it is a good opportunity to find the truth and agrees. He and his companions are assigned to the support forces, where they meet Sylphy and Lydia, who come to ask for support. According to legend, Lydia is a powerful and gentle woman who is the only friend of the demon lord Varvados. In fact, the real Lydia has a flirtatious personality. She is completely attracted to Ginny as soon as she sees her, teasing Ginny and hugging her tightly. Ard tries to stop Lydia, which angers her. She violently takes Ard to the wild and fights against him alone. After a fierce battle, they all fall to the ground due to exhaustion. Ard's strength wins Lydia's respect. He asks Lydia to take him to Varvados. Lydia proposes that Ard accumulate enough military merit on the battlefield. It is not difficult for Ard at all. He defeats a famous enemy general in his first battle. Lydia is surprised and immediately fulfills her promise. Guided by Lydia, Ard takes his companions to Varvados' palace. Along the way, Irena and Ginny marvel at how majestic the palace is, and Ard is proud that the palace was once one of his masterpieces. Soon they see Varvados. Irena and Ginny are fascinated by the handsome man Varvados, but they don't associate him with Ard after his transformation in battle. After all, they can't imagine that Ard is exactly Varvados who gets reincarnated. Varvados admires Ard's strength and chats with him cordially. At this moment, Ard comes to realize that the demon lord mentioned by the god does not refer to him, but to the adversary's leader, Disaster, who is even more powerful than Varvados. Learning of this, Ard embraces Varvados' proposal to engage in frontline combat alongside Lydia. The person they fight with this time is Mevelas. Ard knows that Mevelas is an extremely dangerous enemy. Back then, it was Mevelas who took control of Lydia's mind and forced Ard to kill Lydia. Since then, Lydia's soul has resided in Ard's consciousness. Now, Ard worries the tragedy will happen again. Unexpectedly, when they arrive at the battlefield, Mevelas has been killed by Disaster in black armor. Disaster calmly states that he is the person Ard is looking for, and then disappears. Ard is puzzled by Disaster's actions and words, suspecting that Disaster's identity is more than just the demon lord. His guess is correct. Soon, Disaster goes to find Ard alone. He takes off his helmet, only to be seen that he has the same appearance as Ard. Disaster slowly tells the truth that he is the Ard of the future world. He loves Lydia deeply and has always felt guilty for killing her back then. Later he was brought to this era by the god and asked to destroy the world. Now that he has returned to the past, he decides to use this opportunity to keep Lydia alive forever. However, it is hard to change fate. Even if he kills Mevelas in advance, Lydia will encounter other dangers. To change all that, he invites Ard to cooperate with him. He can tell that Ard is hesitant and gives Ard 3 days to consider it. Ard knows that once he helps Disaster, he will fail the god's task, making Irena and Ginny trapped in this world. Yet, he is also unwilling to witness Lydia's death once more. Feeling distressed, he turns to his closest friend, Lydia. He asks her how she will handle a situation where sacrificing something crucial is necessary to atone for a past mistake. Instead of offering an immediate response, Lydia guides Ard to a ruin. As soon as she enters the ruin, a large number of ghosts come to her. Lydia tells Ard that she once killed these people to win the battle. She knows that she is carrying many sins, and longs for the day when she can atone for her sins with her death. For her, being alive is agonizing. Ard is silent, and an answer gradually appears in his mind. 3 days later, Varvados and Disaster's army have a fight. In a wasteland far from the battlefield, Ard gives Disaster his answer. He decides to respect Lydia's choice, which is to atone for her sins with death, so he refuses to cooperate with Disaster. Having anticipated Ard's potential reaction, Disaster casts magic to show the distant scene. Seizing the opportunity during Ard's absence from the army, Disaster sent people to kidnap Irena and Ginny, holding them hostage to force Ard's compliance. Just as Ard intends to satisfy Disaster's demands to protect his companions, a turnaround appears. Lydia finds Disaster's actions and rushes into the place where Irena and Ginny are being held captive. After a fierce confrontation with Disaster's underlings, Lydia manages to rescue Irena and Ginny with her supreme power. Seeing that the plan fails, Disaster angrily attacks Ard, who immediately turns into the form of the Demon Lord to fight back. Disaster is stronger than Ard and is soon at the advantage in battle. Just as he is about to give Ard the fatal blow, the soul of Lydia in Ard's consciousness stops him. When Disaster is absent-minded, Ard takes the chance to kill him. Upon completing the god's mission, Ard and his companions are transported back to their original world. Not having a chance to say goodbye to Lydia, Ard feels a little lost. Just then, Lydia's soul appears in front of him. Realizing Lydia has never left, Ard smiles. Here brings the end of this anime. When I first started watching this anime, I thought it would be a relaxing anime in which the male protagonist pretends to be weak but finally defeats a strong. However, the different choices Disaster and Ard made in the face of Lydia's death touch me a lot. Unwilling to experience the pain of losing his beloved one, Disaster desperately tries to stop Lydia's death. In contrast to him, Ard chooses to support Lydia's decision because he knows that death is a relief for Lydia. What will you choose if you were characters in this anime? To respect Lydia's thoughts, or to stop her? Welcome to share your opinions in the comment area. Well, that's all for today's recap. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel and like this video to help my channel out. Bye!